Good morning, everyone, and welcome into the Daniel Saul Show, where your passion meets the truth. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing boxing. Specifically, who's the face of boxing today, 2024? Let's get into it. So, to me, there are three fighters that are competing for this spot. And I'm going to rank them in order as I go. So number three, I think, is Jake Paul. Jake Paul's 9-1 with 6 KOs as a professional. He is a YouTuber. Now he's really a full-time boxer, it seems like. He's got his own company called Most Valuable Promotions. He is one of the biggest stars in boxing. And why I say he's in this conversation of the face of boxing is for the plain fact that he's the reason why boxing is now watched again. People don't watch boxing, right? After Mike Tyson retired, nobody continued watching boxing. They just didn't watch it. Yeah, Floyd Mayweather was great and all that stuff, but nobody wanted to watch a chess match. They wanted to watch knockouts. Right? They wanted to watch knockouts. And the only reason why Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather was the biggest pay-per-view, of all time is because it was two of the best fighters of all time, and there could be potentially a knockout. Now, it was a chess match, but at the end of the day, Jake Paul is the reason why boxing is alive again. He's the reason why it is alive in 2024 and why it's been alive since probably 2020. And I say that because a lot of kids around the age of 14, 15, 16 are watching boxing because of Jake Paul. They want to start boxing because of Jake Paul. And because of Jake Paul, all these other YouTubers and influencers want to box. And he's growing the sport. And you could debate on whether it's good or not, but in a totality, and when you look at it from an outsider's perspective, like, for me, I don't watch baseball. I don't watch soccer. But I know Ronaldo, Messi, they're the faces of soccer. They're the faces of football. So when I think of soccer, I think of Messi and Ronaldo. So those are the faces of soccer. Okay? People who don't watch boxing, they're probably going to think of Jake Paul as one of the guys when you think of boxing. You're going to think of Jake Paul. That makes sense, and it's a fact. It just is a fact. He deserves to be in this conversation. Whether or not you like him, whether or not you believe he's a true boxer, he should be in this conversation, and he is in the top three faces of boxing without question. Let's go to number 2 on my list, and that is Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis is 30-0 with 28 knockouts. He has the highest knockout percentage in all of boxing with a 93%. His accuracy, he is the most accurate. Yes, he has the lowest output in boxing, but like I just said, he's the most accurate with the most knockouts. He's sensational. At 135 pounds, this man has heavyweight power. He will knock you out if you make a mistake. That's how great and spectacular Gervonta Tank Davis is. Now, why I say he's in the face of boxing conversation is because, yet again, it goes to people who don't watch boxing. People who don't watch boxing in an outsider's perspective, when y'all know who Gervonta Tank Davis is. You know who it is. You know who Tank Davis is, and that's something that you gotta understand. And another thing is, even people who do watch boxing, he's the cash cow. He makes all the money. All boxing fans and fighting fans, when you hear Gervonta Tank Davis is going to fight, you're buying that damn pay-per-view, or you're going to the damn fight, because Gervonta Tank Davis is fighting. That's how you know he's in the face of boxing conversations. Because he's spectacular, because he makes all this money, because he brings out all these great celebrities and these fans to his shows and his fights, because he gets a lot of these pay-per-view buys. He is sensational. He makes the best fights happen. He gets knockouts like nobody else can in the sport. Very, very amazing to watch. The electricity in the arena when he fights, the nerves when people watch over TV. I'm telling you, he gives a vibe that not a lot of fighters give. He's definitely in this conversation, and it's not even close. Very much probably the biggest box office star in the sport of boxing. Now let's go to number 1, and that's Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is without a doubt the face of boxing for many reasons. Number 1 is that, like I said, goes to the outsider's perspective. When you think of boxing, you think of Canelo Alvarez. You think of a guy that literally has a whole country behind him. Mexico, like every time he wins, Viva Mexico, always. He's got a whole country behind him. He is a star of boxing, the best Mexican boxer in the world today, one of the best Mexican boxers in the history of the sport. Okay, his record stands at 61-2-2, only losing to Floyd Money Mayweather, one of the greatest fighters of all time, if not the greatest. And yes, he went up to light heavyweight, and he tried to dare to be great, and he lost to Dimitri Bivol, a way bigger guy, in a chess match. But at the end of the day, he is sensational. He's got so much experience at his young of age. He is one of the best boxers in the world, probably the second or first best boxer in the world right now. You have to give him the credit. He is 100% the face of boxing. Nobody can beat him. I just think he is the face of boxing. He just is. He's the cash cow, the main cash cow. He's debatably the most box office fighter in the world. And the only reason why he's not fighting Benavidez right now is because, yes, he sees a risk. So he's going to want the most money that he can get just in case he loses the fight. And that's not, you can't knock him for that because he's the face of boxing. If he wants $150 million, damn it, get him the $150 million. I think he can get the $150 million if he fights Benavidez. That's the biggest fight in boxing. And that's another point. The face of boxing is going to have the biggest fight in boxing. And you know what that is? Canelo Alvarez against David Benavidez. That is the biggest fight that could happen in boxing right now. It's not close. And if that fight happens, we might see pay-per-view buys like we've never seen before. It might actually be the biggest pay-per-view fight of all time. And it might beat Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao in that pay-per-view, which is the number 1 of all time. It might actually beat that. And you know why? Because Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing, and all of the pressure is on his shoulders and everything. It's all up to Canelo, the face of boxing, the king of boxing, Canelo Alvarez. Wait, hold up. Before this video ends, make sure you go like, turn on post notifications on as always, and comment. Let me know what you think about this video. And if you want to see more greatness and more amazing takes from me, Daniel Sauls, make sure you go subscribe to my channel because I'll be back with another video for y'all guys very soon. Peace out.